All right, let's talk about something that drives so many of us crazy. Trying to lose weight and it just won't stay off. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on your body's hidden weight control system so you can finally start working with your body instead of constantly fighting against it. Does this sound familiar? You start a new diet, you're hitting the gym, you lose a few pounds, and then bam. It's like your body just slams on the brakes and drags you right back to where you started. It feels like you're fighting this uphill battle that you just can't win. Well, here's the thing. What if I told you that struggle has almost nothing to do with your willpower? And it's definitely not about being more strict with your calorie counting app. The real answer is buried deep inside your biology in a powerful automatic control system that's running the show. So let's get into it. So what is this master controller? Well, it all comes down to a really core biological principle called homeostasis. The easiest way to think about this is like the thermostat in your house. You set it to, say, 70 degrees. If the house gets too hot, what happens? The air conditioning kicks on. If it gets too cold, the heat turns on. It's all automatic. Well, homeostasis is basically your body's internal thermostat for, well, pretty much everything. It's always working to keep things stable and in the perfect range. And I mean everything. This isn't some one-trick pony. Your body has these little thermostats for your core temperature, for how much water you have, your salt levels, even the amount of oxygen in your blood. It's this incredible, non-stop balancing act that just keeps you alive and running smoothly. And this is the light bulb moment. Your body considers your level of body fat to be another one of these mission-critical systems. Now, why would it do that? Well, think about it from an evolutionary point of view. If you had too much body fat, you were slow and you became lunch for a predator. But if you had too little, you'd never make it through a long, cold winter. So your body developed its own thermostat for body fat, a set point that it defends like its life depends on it, because for a long time, it did. So if your body has this thermostat, it kind of throws a giant wrench into the biggest myth in weight loss, doesn't it? This whole idea of calories in versus calories out is like trying to fix a sweltering room by just fanning yourself with a piece of paper, instead of actually checking the thermostat. Let's really make this sink in. Just picture this. You walk into a room and it is brutally, uncomfortably hot. What is the absolute first thing you think of doing? Do you pull out a calculator and start trying to figure out how much heat is coming from the windows versus how much is escaping under the door? I mean, of course not, right? That would be completely absurd. No, you immediately look for the thermostat. You go straight to the control system to see why it's cranked up so high and you turn it down. The exact same logic applies to your body's weight. And that right there is why most diets are doomed to fail from the start. When you just slash your calories, your body doesn't know you're trying to fit into your old jeans. It thinks you're starving. So it does what it's programmed to do. It fights back. It cranks up your hunger signals and puts the brakes on your metabolism, all in an effort to drag you back to that thermostat setting. Okay, so if calories aren't the real dial, then what is? What's actually controlling this whole system? Well, let's meet the real puppet masters behind the scenes. For just a minute, I want you to completely forget the word calories, because this is the secret. Your body's thermostat isn't set by a number in an app. It's set and regulated by your hormones. They're the chemical messengers that tell your body, hey, store this energy as fat, or nope, let's burn this for fuel. So who are the main players on this hormonal team? You can basically split them into two camps. You've got hormones like insulin and cortisol, which are the ones that turn the thermostat up. They tell your body to store more fat. And then you have the other team with players like GLP-1 and testosterone that work to turn the thermostat down. Let's see how they do it. So yeah, let's break it down really simply. Thermostat up versus thermostat down. Seriously, understanding this one concept is the absolute key to gaining some real control. So first, let's talk about the hormones that raise your body's set point. Insulin is the big one. You can think of it as the head of the fat storage department. Then there's cortisol, our main stress hormone. When you're stressed, it basically tells your body to hang on to every ounce of energy, which makes sense from our history when stress usually meant a famine was just around the corner. Now, on the flip side, you've got the hormones that help lower that set point. You've probably heard a lot about GLP-1 lately. It's the hormone that those new weight loss drugs like Ozempic target because it sends a powerful "I'm full" signal to your brain. Testosterone helps your body build muscle instead of storing fat. And that fight or flight response, it naturally kills your appetite. So what does this actually look like with the food you eat? Well, check this out. Let's say you eat 100 calories of cookies.
That causes a huge spike in insulin, your number one fat storage hormone, which effectively cranks your thermostat way up. Now, what about 100 calories of broccoli? It barely causes a flicker in your insulin levels. You see, the exact same number of calories, but two completely different sets of instructions sent to your body. And this leads us to a really powerful, game-changing idea. Sure, a calorie is a unit of energy. That's true. But the source of that calorie determines the hormonal message your body gets. Not all calories are created equal when it comes to your thermostat. I mean, think about it. Do you know anyone who got fat from eating too much broccoli? Exactly. The food choice matters because the hormones matter.
Okay, so we get it now, right? We see the problem, we see the mechanism behind it all. And here's the best part. This isn't out of your hands. You can absolutely influence these hormones. You can learn to adjust your own thermostat. Here are 3 simple, super actionable ways to start. You want to boost that I'm full hormone, GLP-1? Focus on eating high-protein foods. You want to feel more satisfied after you eat? Choose foods with a lot of fiber and WAR, things that are bulky. And maybe most importantly, if you want to manage your fat storage hormone, insulin, you've got to cut way back on refined carbs and stop grazing all day long. So look, the huge takeaway from all of this is to stop fighting a war of willpower against your own biology. The real goal isn't to just ignore your hunger by meticulously counting every last calorie. The goal is to eat in a way that naturally reduces your hunger by getting your hormones on your side. That is how you get results that actually last. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to really think about. After hearing all this, it's time to kind of reassess the game plan. Are you going to keep focusing on counting calories, just trying to manage the numbers in an app? Or are you ready to start controlling the thermostat itself? The choice is yours.